Microsoft Windows 8 and 8.1 review. My name is Joel Traeger. I will be your host during this presentation. During this presentation, I will be covering one of the most important enhancements with the new Windows operating system that has been released and hasn't really been widely reviewed. I will also be covering a couple applications which were actually designed to help integrate smoothly with the new release of Microsoft Windows 8. During this overview, I would like to go over what I would like to cover within this presentation of Microsoft Windows. We're going to do a brief introduction of myself, a little bit of background, that way you can understand where I come from and what experiences I've had. We're also going to basically cover the major operating system enhancement, one in which I think has not really received a lot of light in the media and press, as you are well aware. Most of them have been negative reviews, but I actually found that there was definitely a few enhancements which I'm looking to implement myself and actually may go ahead and upgrade to Windows 8 just because of them. We're also going to do a review of two commercially available applications, both of which seem to have been designed around the 8 and 8.1 kernel, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick summary of this. Please allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. My name again is Joel Traeger. I'm currently a student in the Durham Technical Community College Information Systems program here in Durham, North Carolina. I've accumulated approximately 5 years of IT experience, mostly in the healthcare field, so healthcare IT. I migrated from upstate New York back in 2000 to North Carolina. I'm currently 39. I also hold 5 CompTIA certifications. These are entry-level certifications. Currently they are active. I have the A+, Network+, Server+, Security+, and I am also a certified healthcare technician. Those certifications definitely have come in handy for entry-level positions within the IT field, and I did find those studies very useful and still use a lot of that information today, even within the program. So without further delay, let's cover the first specification of Windows 8, what I would consider a major enhancement. There has actually been a much improved performance from Microsoft Windows 7, all different flavors of there. The three major areas in which there was actually improvements made within Windows 8 was the boot up time, shutdown time, both with reduced latency, and an interactivity that's much better with the Office Suite 2013 and Microsoft Excel 2013. In case you know, which I'm pretty sure you do, the platform of Excel has and can be latency driven with the amount of information that's usually stored on it. Some spreadsheets can be quite large. So Microsoft has actually made an attempt, and I would like to go ahead and show you the actual metrics and the improvements that were made upon these areas of the kernel. First, the startup time. From what I can tell, it looks like there's been a 33% increase based on the Usability Geek performance enhancement test and review in comparison to Windows Operating System 7. This is quite noticeable, and if you are well aware, of course, that any time that we can get any performance improvement out of our operating system, we'll gladly take it. This is also the same with the shutdown time, approximately a 33% increase. Anytime we can squeeze a little bit of extra performance out of our operating system, it allows us the ability to get in and get out as quick as possible, being that everyone's so time constrained nowadays. One other due note we need to take care of is that with this kernel enhancement, you will also notice that on Terrible Tuesdays, when Microsoft typically pushes out its operating system KBs, that we dislike having to wait for our laptops to go ahead and update. So any little bit of a kick that we can get out of it. I was actually impressed and surprised to see such a significant improvement in the operating system that did come out. The only reason I'm saying that is because it has received such negative press with the lack of the start button. Now, anyone that works in an office environment will use Microsoft Excel at some point. Microsoft Excel definitely is a great tool to have. However, some of the downsides to it, especially if you're working within a SQL database environment, is when you're copying over lots of tables, you want to have that performance. You want to be able to copy, paste, and manipulate the Excel spreadsheets as quickly as possible and as efficiently. Based on Usability Geek's recovery and performance overview of Excel, there apparently has been at least a 10% increase. The caveat is that this actually has to be Windows 8 platform, using the Windows 8 kernel of course, with Excel 2013 on the actual Microsoft Suite 2013 in order to gain this. You cannot get this performance from using Windows 7 in 2013 in that capacity. Next, I would like to move on to the applications which have integrated fairly well with the Windows 8 platform and kernel. These are applications that I find to be fun and they're actually useful. Both are commercially available. One is free. Actually, both can be free depending on which versions of the applications you're looking to achieve. I've actually tested some of these on the virtual environment and I found them both to be extremely useful. The first application I would like to review is one called Viber by Viber Media Incorporated. Now Viber is actually a direct competitor of Skype. As you're well aware, Skype is also commercially available. The features and functions include voice calling or VoIP, and there's also integration features that work very seamlessly with the Windows 8 tablet screen to integrate your current iPhone or Android phone, smartphone settings and synchronize them to your desktop or laptop. There's also text, picture, and video messaging available, just like Skype. One fascinating aspect of this is truly a global application. My wife actually uses this quite frequently, and she's from Iran. The Farsi language is readily available and is used quite frequently on her conversations between her and family folk overseas. This is definitely an up-and-coming competitor with Skype that I could see giving them a hard time in the future. The second and final application I would like to review is one which is called simply Box. Now Box basically functions and features include anything of a SharePoint. If you're familiar with Microsoft SharePoint, that is basically a platform in the cloud where, and typically in an enterprise environment, where everyone will share updates, directions and manuals, and any new upgrades and features that come out with certain enterprise applications. The nice part about Box is that it comes in three flavors. We have a personal, a business, and we also have an enterprise level. This also integrates nicely with the Windows 8 and 8.1 platform, as well as many other applications that are cloud-based, such as Salesforce. The integration and management capabilities of this application are very nice in the aspects of management and administration. For example, if you have an audit department that needs access to all other files, it is readily available, and vice versa. If you need to restrict file usage, that can be done fairly easily. The transportation of information can take place through FTP and other file sharing media ports. However, Box has done a really good job in preparing for the 8 and 8.1 release, and they're continually updating their software platform as needed. So, let's review what I've covered today in this presentation. First of all, Microsoft 8 and, of course, 8.1 have definitely come a long way as far as performance improvements, which have come along with the system kernel itself. There's been enhanced startup and shutdown times, as well as performance in some of the Microsoft applications. Based on my research, I have definitely found that these improvements in performance have intrigued me enough to actually install this on a separate drive, and I do intend on planning on trying these out, even if it takes a little bit of a learning curve to work with the interface. And of course, a final point of interest is that applications are actually starting to be designed in advance of Microsoft releases, which is good because this actually helps not only for the commercialization aspect of the applications, but when they are released post-beta, you'll have a nice seamless integration where you will get the maximum performance possible based on the system kernel design. As always, I would like to thank you again for joining me in this presentation of Microsoft Windows 8 and 8.1. I hope you all make it